No! Right, so question 2. We've got Catherine is allowed 3 attempts at a high jump. If she succeeds in any attempt, she doesn't jump again. Why would she? The probability that she succeeds in her first attempt is 3/4, but if she fails, the probability she jumps on the next time is 3/8. If she fails in the first 2, the probability that she succeeds on a third attempt is 3/16. Find the probability that she succeeds. Okay? Well, we've got a couple of ways that we could do this. Probability that she succeeds. Well, she either succeeds on her first attempt, or she succeeds on her second attempt, which means she fails on the first attempt and then gets to jump again, so it would be like that. Or she succeeds on her third attempt, which means she fails the first 2, so 1/4 times 5/8 times by 3/16. And if we work all of that out, it comes out as being 447 over 512. Actually, it did occur to me that maybe we could have streamlined what we did with this. And the other option, if she doesn't succeed, we could work out the probability of her failing altogether, because there's only one way that could happen. The only way she totally fails is if she fails all 3 attempts. So we could do that as being 1 minus the probability that she fails, and that would be 1 minus what? Failing all 3, that would be 1/4 times 5/8 times 13/16. And if you work that out, that gives you the same answer. So we could have done it that way. You know how sometimes we say it's easier to work out the complement and take it away from 1. Khaled is allowed 2 attempts to pass an examination. If he succeeds on his first attempt, he doesn't make a second attempt. Why would he? The probability that he passes at the first attempt is 0.4. The probability that he passes on either the first or second attempt is 0.58. So they've told us the information in a slightly different way here. Find the probability that he passes on the second attempt, given that he failed on the first attempt. I'm feeling that a tree diagram is the way to go to try and interpret what we've been told in this question, because we were told to start with that we've got the probability that he passes his first attempt. So if we think about the first attempt, we've got what, succeed or fail. So we've got 0.4 or 0.6. If he succeeds, he stops. If he fails, he has another go. And this is the bit that we've got to work out. What happens on his second attempt? He either succeeds, let's call that probability P, or he fails, and that must be 1 minus P. And that's the whole tree diagram, isn't it? Because that's all the possible things that could go on. Now, if we think about what the question said the probability that he passes on either the first or the second attempt is 0.58. Well, that's either the first or second, so that's the first attempt, which would be 0.4, or the second attempt, which would be following this branch of the tree, which would be 0.6 times P, and that is 0.58. So we've got to try and get to that equation. Once we're at that equation, we just rearrange that. 0.6p is 0.18, and divide through by 0.6, and that gives us 0.3. So that figure there, and that, of course, that figure there on the tree diagram relates to the probability of succeeding, given that you failed the first one, is 0.3. That's the one that we're looking for. I actually formalised this succeeding the second time, given that we failed the first time. 0.3. So, and that's maths.